Hello, today I am going to use a variation of the Ducth Pour technique on this 12 by 16 inch canvas. You can see my colors there. This little 8 by 8 mini pour is my inspiration. I created this on my paint mixing video where I tried to demo what I would do if I completely messed up how I blew the paint, and it actually ended up being my favorite of the three. So I want to go over something similar but larger. So obviously the small one is square and the large one's rectangular, so I can't really blow up this exact composition, which is also incredibly hard to do in pouring. You're never going to get the same results. I'm using a combination of different blowing and puddling techniques. I'm going to walk you through the process, and once again, here's that little piece. If you haven't seen my paint mixing video, there's lots of really helpful tips there, so I'll make sure to link it for you at the end. So I've got a good amount of white paint here. Those are two 6-ounce cups, and I'm going to show the consistency. You can see it's very thin. I mix the paints about 1:1 with water, and that was Amsterdam Titanium White. Here I'm showing one of the colors. I'll go over the colors as I pour. Colors are just a tad bit thicker than the white, I would say, also because they thicken up very quickly in these little cups. They definitely don't all have to be the exact same consistency. So let's go ahead and start. I'm getting the white down on the canvas, just a good amount of white paint, but I don't want to flood it. Also, I'm showing here one of my oldest blow dryers. This is a super old Revlon, I think. I just like to use it to blow out the base coat because it's got a more concentrated nozzle. It's just faster and easier. So again, I don't want to flood with the base coat here because since I'm going for an intentional composition, I don't want when I blow on the paint it to just move anywhere and everywhere. So it's just a very thin base coat. I've sped it up about 5 times here. It can take a couple minutes to do that step. And I'm just getting a little bit of the paint on the sides. This is probably kind of an optional step. I always think it helps the sides turn out better, but I think I'm just doing it out of habit at this point. And now I'm going to just torch, make sure I get all the air bubbles out. They can create little dots in some areas of the pour, which I'm not sure that I want. And I'm adding a little more white to the area where I'm going to start here because I just felt like it was too thin and I want to make sure the colors move. So starting with my first color here, this is Burnt Umber by Amsterdam. It's kind of a warmer brown than the Van Dyke brown. And this is Permanent Magenta by Winsor & Newton, and Gold Ochre by Amsterdam. So I try to combine the different brands because I feel like, well, I know that creates more cells. And this Primary Magenta by Amsterdam, it's a much brighter magenta. I'm just going to add a little more of the Burnt Umber because I don't want it to be too bright, and then some Pebeo Iridescent Precious Gold on top. So I'm adding my white to the areas where I want the paint to flow. Again, not too much here because I don't want to wash out all the colors completely. And I'm just going to torch briefly. Never torch too much because you can burn the paint. That's why I'm moving the torch so much. Now I'm just using a little blow dryer. It's just a 1,000-watt blow dryer where I have a lot of control with a small nozzle, and I'm just going to get a little bit of the white over the colors. And then I'm switching to my large blow dryer. It has a really wide nozzle and still a lot of control, so it's great for larger canvas. And I did put a little more white on the corners. So I'm going to let you watch with some music, and I'm not going to talk as much for the rest of this pour. So I just want to briefly explain here. I decided to do this just basic puddle. I do the colors in the same order, I think. because like the way I blew it, I realized I'm gonna have this huge amount of negative space. So I'm gonna blow it down with the little blower. I just have a lot more control with this one, and I'm gonna blow the white over the colors because I just love how I can get like some cool cell effects this way and just, adding some variation. So I keep alternating between blow dryers for the rest of the pour to just try to get different effects and make this cohesive. And you'll see me troubleshooting some areas where I had to like repeat one spot. I think one spot took me like 5 times. So this is starting out really pretty here, but because I am using very little paint, I run into some spots like right here where it's just not quite enough paint to blow it nicely over the edge, and I did have to use my mouth to blow that there. So I have sped it up quite a bit so it doesn't take forever to watch, and I hope you enjoy this. I'll be back when it's done. Alright, so I finally got that upper left corner the way I wanted it. It felt like it took forever. Sometimes the little spots are actually the hardest to control the paint. And I did connect those areas off camera. There was just a bit of a white gap there. So I just removed paint with paper towel, and then I did blow by mouth on this center to make it larger. And so here it is. I'm really loving this. Just really gorgeous details and a super nice flow to it. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in now. Just check out those cells and how pretty those colors blended. These colors are really easy to work with because you just basically can't go wrong in the way that you blow them. So it's got a lot of depth and movement. Just really loving how this turned out. And I actually like those hard lines there in the center. It's kind of an interesting detail in those like tiny cells up in the left corner. So I'm super happy with how this turned out, and I'm going to show you the dried result. Okay, this dried so pretty, exactly how it was poured. I didn't lose any of the effects. And just going to zoom in again. This has not been varnished. I usually show my paintings unvarnished like this, so there's no reflection, and you can see how the colors dry without, varnish darkening or deepening the colors. So I'm super happy. I can't even say, because I tried this on another canvas prior, and it did not go well. I really struggled with the process. Unfortunately, my camera cut out, so I can't show the whole process, but I do want to show you this pour. Check it out. It's like completely different. It's really cool. I actually like the end result. But I think it took me over an hour. I just kept redoing spots and learned a lot in the process. I used the mini dryer much more for this one. I might show it in my next video. I might do like one more and then just sort of do a comparison. But this one has some really awesome details too. You kind of can't go wrong with this color combination. Honestly, like seeing the close-up of this one, I totally love it now. So please let me know what you think in the comments. I would love to hear it. Of course, like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. That really helps my channel. And I will talk to you soon in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.